Hedgehog Hollow's June catalogue launch. Today we're on the Moroccan Suite, which is on page 66. So we have some lovely designer series papers, there's washi tape, there's some ribbons in coordinating colours, and you've got the Moroccan stamp set. Now I've chosen this card up here, and I've made a few alterations which I'll show you, but this is my version of the card. So we've still got all the main elements, but in the background they use some DSP, or you could use the clear acetate that also comes in the same pattern. And I've just used one designer series paper, whereas at the top here you can see they've done two. So that is the differences I've made, and I hope you enjoy making yours along with me. So let's get started. Let me put my catalogue just out the way. So the first thing you need to do is do your background stamping. Now I made another one of these. Let me just see if I can find it. It's here. And this was my first attempt. Now, when you stamp out, because we're going to use the Sahara sand to stamp our background, what I found was this is very dark, and actually it worked out perfectly because of the nice corner, but it didn't really suit what the style I was going for. So I did the one dark and it worked out okay. We're actually going to use the stamp off technique to get this nice background, but you can do the darker one as well if you want to. So I've got half a sheet of vanilla, very vanilla, that I have folded in half. I've got my Moroccan stamp, and I've got my Sahara sand ink pad here. Of course, it's one at the bottom. So I'm just going to ink up my pad, and you can see where I was doing my samples. So I stamped off. Oh, it's not very well inked. Let's have another go. Stamped off and stamp on. And again, stamp off and stamp on. And just vary the amount of the stamp that you put onto your card. You can interlink them. You can do all sorts of things. Okay, so we got as far as stamping our base just a second ago. We had a bit of a computer malfunction on the camera, so I'm just going to show you what I did. So I took a piece of 3x4 inch DSP, and I took one of the gold doilies, which I snipped down the middle, and just popped that to the side for a second. I put a piece of ribbon all the way around, you can see here, by DSP, and then I've cut it. If I bring it close to the camera, I've cut it on one diagonal on one side, and the other diagonal on the other side, and like that. So if I just grab a piece here, I can show you. So if I fold it in half, so then on the top piece I've gone, and it doesn't matter which way around you do it, on one diagonal, on the bottom I've gone on the other diagonal like that. And then that gives you that nice banner piece look to your ribbon when you're finished. So we stuck that down, and I've popped a staple in, which I'll explain to you when we get to the step. We'll need that later. And then I stuck my doily on. Now my tip for sticking the doily on, I'm going to bring this right up, you can see about a centimetre or half an inch down, I have drawn a line, and that is to make sure my doily lines up. This paper's not so bad because you've got the gridding on, and then I went 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in, and 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in. So it was nice and even, so that my piece came out looking like that. So you can actually now stick this down onto your card. And if you've got any questions about the steps that we didn't get the video of, because the camera cut out, then just pop me an email. Hopefully I've explained it enough for you though. So that is that. So that's now stuck onto our card front. And then what we did is we took a very vanilla circle. I'm just going to turn this one over because I can restamp it to show you. And that's from the new layering framelets. This is the biggest one, which is just a smidge under the 3 inches round. So that's that bottom one there. And then we used Delightful Dijon, the Espresso, and Cajun Craze. And we used our 3 lamps. And then we stamped it down like this. And I've left a gap for my sentiment. And that was the next thing I was going to show you. So there's some different options with regards to sentiments. So on this one, I've used one of the new punches. On this one, I've made my own banner. And then Stampin' Up also used their own banner. But what they've done on the sample, you can see here, is they've cut it in line with the very vanilla circle. So they've popped that through the big shot. So you can do it whichever way you fancy, or you could trim it with scissors. I'm going to do it again with the punch, and I'm going to take a piece of Delightful Dijon cardstock. I'm going to take my memento pad, only because I've got it to hand. You can use any pad you like. And I'm going to use the It's Your Day sentiment, the same as the one in the catalogue. Now, if you're wondering, oh, that one's got a smudge on it. Let's try that again. If you're wondering where the It's Your Day is from, it's actually from Confetti Celebrations, which I have to hand here. I went through all my stamp sets till I found it. And you can see it's the It's Your Day at the top, just there. But you could use any sentiment you liked. You could use it as a thank you. You could probably use it as an anniversary. Maybe you got married or engaged in Morocco. There are lots of different options. So I'm going to take this new punch, which is a replacement for the word window punch, I think. And I'm going to punch out my It's Your Day. And I'm going to snail it onto my lamps. Now this one, here we go. I left some space here, so I'm actually going to put it on the other side just to see how it comes out. And I'm going to pop it onto some dimensionals. So let me grab those here. See it ripping my nail varnish off already. There we go. And we want our card base, which is here. And I'm going to pop that down. And then the final thing is to do a bow. And what I've used is the Emerald Envy Baker's Twine. And I just make 2 loops and tie those into a knot to make my bow. And this is not the thick Baker's Twine, this is the new solid Baker's Twine. If you're thinking, I think in the thick Baker's Twine, if I'm correct, it only does it in Cucumber Crush. But my box is covered up so I can't see it. And I'm going to stick that. And this is why we had the staple, you'll see in just a second. So I'm going to pop a glue dot on the back of my bow. And then the reason I put the staple there is it gives the glue dot something to stick to. When I just had the ribbon, it stuck, but it felt a bit flimsy. Whereas when I put the staple down, not only did it hold my striped ribbon in place, it gave my glue dot something to hold on to put my bow on the side, just there. And that is our card. I think that's a really quick and easy one. And I hope you're going to be making your versions and I can't wait to see them. Don't forget to tag them with the hashtag Hedgehog Hollow. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!